Hey, on this pit stop, we're going to take you through Lake Lincoln State Park in Weston, Mississippi. Come along and let's see what they have to offer. Hi, I'm Connie.
I'm Tommy.
And we're two to go. We are doing a review of Lake Lincoln State Park out of Weston, Mississippi. And we arrived here for Labor Day weekend. Arrived here on Friday and we're checking out on Monday. The route to get here, a little sketchy. Took a lot of little backcountry roads that probably weren't meant for RV travel. We had two GPSs going at the same time and had two different routes, during which we lost cell service for a part of it. So we kind of had to wing it until we can get back into range for the maps to pick up. So I would encourage you to print directions, whichever route you decide to take. Make sure that you have directions printed. Driving around through the little town of Brookhaven and through Weston on Saturday and Sunday, we were actually able to find a better route to get here. If you're coming from I-55, get off at exit 51, which is a Weston, Mississippi exit, and it's almost a direct shot into the park. And the roads are better paved, less potholes. So I am going to list here the GPS coordinates if you need those, as well as the park address.
There are a lot of roads still, even coming that way on 51. The roads are patched up, kind of rocky, but it was definitely a better route that coming that way.
Yeah, getting here, I don't know that we could repeat it if we tried. Part of the roads, though they were asphalted, it looked like they had been, they looked gravel at one point, but they really weren't. They were in just that bad condition. We booked this site as a kind of a last minute spur of the moment. So we got the last site that had sewer hookup available. Their Reserve America is the platform that does the bookings for Mississippi State Parks. I encourage you to review the site details. They don't necessarily have the photos of each site posted, but they do list the site details. So it's important because some of the sites are listed as short sites. Our site, we have a 19-foot travel trailer and a Ford F-150 tow vehicle, and we took up the back end of the pad all the way to the edge of the street. Mm-hmm. So making sure that you're reading the site details to know whether you have, one, a site with sewer if needed, and two, that you're not on a super short site and you're trying to park, a 38-foot travel trailer.
And also with the, we couldn't even put out our throw rug, and we could only put like two chairs. We could put more, but only two chairs could go,
Yeah.
in close proximity to the camper.
Everything was pretty much in a line. Our site had a drop off. It had a grade to it, so we weren't exactly flat and level. There are sites that are flat. The one that we got, unfortunately, was not. So we were kind of stuck, limited to a short space to put out the chairs or a small table, and then even in that regard, we had to kind of keep them in a row. We are going to talk a little bit about the sites, and we do have some video of those. Sites 1 through 26 are electric and water, which are listed as basic camping sites. And those sites are wooded. They're somewhat shaded. Some of those sites are along the main roadway in the campground area that leads to the premium campsites. Not a lot of space in some of them. Just keep that in mind. We do have some video of that. Right, sites 27 through 49 are listed as electric, water, sewer, as what they call full camping sites. Those seem to be in one loop, all of its own. They're wooded. There's a lot of space in between you and the camper next to you. Pine trees.
Lots of shade.
Lots of shade, lots of spider webs. It's a nice area. There's enough room for kids to play. There's enough rooms for you to put out a canopy or gazebo or something like that next to your site. But again, those are basic water, electric, and
So
sewer sites.
very, very quiet, and if you like quiet and just relaxation, that's probably the spot to stay.
The next sites that we're going to talk about are sites 50 through 71. These are listed as the premium sites, water, electric, and sewer, and they are waterfront sites. And those allow you access to park or dock your watercraft along the bank next to the water site, the site that you have. So there's a lot of people that have parked there with their pontoon boats and little ski boats and whatever else, water toys that they're bringing. Which the video will show, because we're going to insert some video of those sites. We found that while the sites were nice, they're shaded. Some of them have a little bit more space than others. It was very packed, and most of that appeared to be because you've got a travel trailer and the truck that towed that trailer, and then you have a second vehicle for someone that was towing the
Golf
pontoon
cart.
boat, the golf cart, so the sites it just looked like a parking lot. Some sites had two vehicles. They had some bigger motorhomes there, some travel trailers there, but driving through, it looked really tight. If you're going for a peaceful weekend, maybe
Maybe during the week
during
or
the week would be better.
not a holiday. Not a holiday, you probably could enjoy it a lot more.
Seemed that there was a lot of people that were group camping, so a lot of people that knew each other, and then they were just, picking one spot, one space to set everything up and, socialize. The spots themselves were overall nice, nice to have those, but just be mindful, probably check-in day on a Friday is probably a little bit of a nightmare trying to get everything in and maneuvering around all the vehicles that are parked.
And I don't wish that on anybody, having to back up a 30-foot trailer in those spots. Really tight, and you have to go some crazy angles to get in there.
So we wanted to talk a little bit about the just the difference between the premium and the wooded sites. Is the shade, the spacing in the wooded sites was a lot better, quieter. For people with families with small children, sites 1 through I think 13 border the main road to the premium campsites. So if you have small children that are playing, just be mindful that you're going to have a lot of people towing their RVs in and out, their golf carts, their boat trailers. It seems to be kind of a hot spot in that area. So because it's on the main road, there's not a whole lot of room for kids to play. The amenities here at the campground, I'm going to tell you what's listed on their website and what's on the information that was handed to us at check-in, and then we'll kind of talk about the reality of that. They have a boat ramp. They have a playground, a beach or swim area, as well as bathhouses, a laundry facility. They have disc golf. We haven't seen anybody playing that, but they have a hiking trail as well. The beach primitive area, we have video that we're gonna show you here, that is closed basically. It's closed to swimming. The beachy area is overgrown with grass. I don't know if it's closed because of COVID reasons or if it's just closed because I don't know, just not maintained. The bathhouse or restrooms next to that beach area are also closed. There is also in that same section a primitive camping area, which for Friday and Saturday that we were here, no one was there. It was actually roped off, and it looked like it was also closed to primitive camping. But Sunday somebody showed up. So, I don't know what restroom they're using to camp in that area, but we don't know if it's just a lack of maintenance that it's closed or if there's other reasons.
It also looks like the bathroom in the premium sites, they were renovating. It looked like they were renovating to fix them up. So it looks like they're trying to do some work.
Yeah, the bath area in the premium section is listed to have a laundry, but there were no washing machines. So, we don't know if that's a work in progress or if that was taken out for other reasons. I don't know. The disc golf, we haven't seen anybody playing that. They're out there. Yeah, I think that, access to some of those, the wooded area, the area around it may be a little overgrown to actually play disc golf, but it's there if you want to use it. The walking trail, overall, the trails, some of the sections of the trail were marked, easy to find. There was one section of the trail, we're on trail and then we get to a dead end. It's not clear if we're supposed to walk through the pasture to get to the other side or if we took a wrong turn somewhere. So it just needs a little bit more maintenance as far as properly labeling everything. So we had to kind of backtrack out and then pick up another route to continue on that trail. Laundry for the bathrooms near our camping loop. I have photos of those, which I'll insert. And those are usable. I mean, they probably could do for some upgrade, which I think they may be in the process of doing. The picnic area, which is where we are at right now, seems to be maintained. There was actually a Mississippi Department of Wildlife person out here blowing off, I guess, spider webs and ants. We're checking out today. It's Monday, Labor Day, and we've been here since Friday and have been battling with ants at the camper, ants in the picnic area.
Yeah, basically ants everywhere.
Ants everywhere. So we checked in on Friday about 5:45. Saturday morning we woke up to ants in the trailer.
On top of the trailer, outside the trailer.
Outside the trailer. I can't stand ants. So we've camped for 2 years. I've never had an ant problem, and then now all of a sudden this trip, I've had my fill. So we ended up going into Brookhaven on Saturday morning to one of the big box stores and buying some ant spray, and we have been spraying ever since. So we've come to this picnic area a couple of times now. We've had to bring the spray with us so we can spray everything down so you can even sit and enjoy anything.
So like right now they're crawling all over.
Yeah.
But they don't bite though. So that's about, I guess the only good thing is that they don't bite.
It's still an ant. So this section where we're at, we have the lake behind us. It's actually a pretty big lake. Picnic area. People have been using it. They've been coming out here to fish. I haven't seen too many people coming out here to actually eat anything, but probably because of the ants. I think the ants are on picnic and the humans have crashed their party. Mm-hmm. So just be mindful of that. That the tables are concrete. You can't move them around. But I think, they are somewhat trying to maintain it.
Yeah. Overall, it's nice though. It's still a nice place to come sit and relax and look at the water, look at the people riding their jet skis and boats, and it's got a lot of shade too. So it's really nice to have that.
There is a boat launch which is used. This is a day use facility, so you will have not only people within the campground, but you'll have local people that will come out and use this park to launch. So we've seen a variety of things. People are jet skiing, people are pulling their tubes. We've had paddle boarders. We attempted to kayak on Saturday. We did that for a little while. It's just hard to maneuver the water without flipping over because you're hitting the wake of all the jet skiers and boats and things like that. So we tried to hug the shoreline a little bit, and then we just called it quits. It's too much for my liking. I don't do well in water where I'm kind of stationary. So I paddled my rear end out of there pretty quick. But people are using it. I think it's a pretty nice sized lake.
A lot of
People are fishing,
yeah,
boating,
a lot
having
of
a good
fishing.
time. So at our campsite, other than the ants, the site itself was nice. I will say that the site comes with a picnic table. They also have a grill. The picnic table is a little distance away from the camper. Not much, but it's down a little hill a little bit. So, if you wanted to pull a picnic table close to your camper, you're really not able to do that. But overall, it was a good spot. I think that we would probably stay in the wooded section again. I think if you're looking for a quiet place to camp, definitely book the wooded spots. If you're looking for activities and access to the water, then you need the premium. Most of the kids in our section, which there weren't very many, they were cutting through some of the trail sections to get to the water access points. So they're finding their way to get there. But most of them that were in our section were just riding bikes.
Yeah, and that section's really close to. You can walk to the picnic area, and you can walk to the beach area. From there, it's really a short distance to do that.
Here's some video that we took just driving around the campground to kind of give you an idea of what some of the sites look like.
So I will say, cell phone service, we have Verizon, and we don't have anything at the campsite. If we drive to a different section of the park, we may get 3G or we may get 2 bars of LTE, but basically not enough to do anything, which is a good way to just relax and disconnect from everything. But if you're needing internet access, then you're probably going to have to drive to Brookhaven to get it.
Yeah.
It's not much here unless you have a different cell phone carrier.
It was nice though. I'm not gonna lie. Addicted to my phone, and for the last 4 days I couldn't use it. It was pretty nice, and
Yeah.
just to let you know that you don't need it.
So satellite service, not really sure about that. We don't use any type of satellite dish. We have seen a couple of campsites that have had their domes out. At least in the wooded section, we've noticed it. They're out. I don't know if they're actually being accessed or not. We had someone that had come in Saturday and tried to get their signal, their satellite, tried to find it, couldn't, and ended up picking the dish back up. So not sure if there really is great satellite reception here or not. Yep. So as far as a rating, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, for me, I would say the state park is probably about a 6. The biggest negative for me is the ants. Can't stand them. And that probably has been the most frustrating part. I think if we didn't have an ant issue everywhere we went, we probably would have enjoyed some of the amenities a little bit more. What about you?
I give it about a 6.5. Same reasons the ants were crowded, but I did like the quietness of it, and just having time to relax and unwind from the world. So yeah, I give it a 6.5.
I would say if you're a family and you're coming for peace and quiet, again, the wooded section is for you. As far as kids and the water sports, yeah, it's probably more like a 7 or 8 rating, I would say. If you're into that for the boating aspect, just for the convenience of having your watercraft docked right there at your site.
You get there on a Friday, you launch it, and you don't have to put it back on the trailer till Sunday or whenever you leave. And it's always there at your disposal, so that is nice.
And there are also cabins. We've got video of that section, and I will say the prices for that. Well, let me go back and say the prices for the site that we had. It was $25.68, I believe, for a full $25.68 for full camping. There are some cabins that you can rent that range between 75 during the week. Weekend is 85 up to 101. I will say that there's 3 cabins in one section that are nice, little cottages, I should say. They're pink and white. They're in a section of the park that has a grassy area, some pine trees, looks very well kept, and there's also a place that you can dock your watercraft vehicle there too. So you really don't even need to go into the main area of the park other than just getting to the boat launch so you can launch. So that part of the park looks really quiet and peaceful as well as an option. So the next pit stop that we're going to make is going to be at Tickfaw State Park at the end of September 2020. So we'll see you at the next pit stop.
Goodbye.